Let's see what we got. Odyssey The Reckoning. Update 7.9. Isis. This looks like the emoji skin. The toxic emoji skin or whatever. Infernal Father Odin. Is this like the Oleron skin too? I don't really care for this skin. I don't care for this skin. This skin's sick. I like this skin. Yeah, this is a good skin. I would use this one. Infernal Omen. Okay, this is kind of sick skin. Too bad it's on this character and he's OP right now, so if you play him, you're the worst. That Odin skin looks dope. I think it looks okay, but... Winged Death Thanatos. Okay, I think Thanatos has too many, like, scary kind of, like, looking skins. He needs, like, some, like, chibi, sweet, cute-looking skins. Oh, I like this skin. The Zeus skin is pretty sick. This should come with the Zeus buff. Isn't this the base Milan skin? Wait, the Sheik skin is sick. This skin is sick. Oh my goodness, I'm a Xing-Chen main. Excalibur Arthur. I don't know. It looks like the one Herc skin. I don't really care for it. The ability to help me with Cat support worked out great. Had some really good games. Yo, congrats, Hanzo. Congrats, man. Eclipse Summoner Hell. Meh. Don't really care. This, okay, top skins. This one. And this one. And then Zeus, I think, is third. Top 3, right here. Definitely number 1 right here. Definitely the number 1. So the bonus update is the 22nd. Some quality of life skins. Or quality of life changes. Clarification. Intentionally disconnecting, exiting Smite to trigger early surrender forgiveness is considered abuse to the system. We will be escalating punishments more aggressively, up to and including banning players caught doing so. That's nice. This is nice. Mastery icon for 110 gods mastered and added. Nice. When merging accounts, some players kept multiple mastery icons when others received their highest. From now on, all players should receive all icons. Okay. Proof sorting for god skins in the match lobby. Okay. For ranked matches where players disconnected will now allow pausing while in combat. Ooh. That is nice. That is nice. Cthulhu is going to run environmental. I feel like this is something you have to look at in game. I mean, you can kind of tell, but I feel like it'll look better in game than like just looking at it right here. Tsukiyomi hotfix. Oh, okay. Oh, this one. This better be changed. This better be changed. This better be changed. We're not the worst team. Where Fire Giant's attack chain would incorrectly reset. Okay, good. Wait. This is a good thing, too. This is pretty bad. This is pretty bad. Cannot be... Oh, it can be interrupted by silences. Okay. Where God bots buff cancel sometimes not spawn in jungle practice. I've never had that. Certain bots would spawn duplicates in jungle practice. I would do that sometimes just for a sick double kill. Fixed several crash cases, included a crash that would occur around the mana camp, and a crash that would occur in matches against AI. Okay. It's whatever. Alright. Balance live with the Odyssey Reckoning update September 8th. Conquest. Centaur ability rework. The new jungle abilities have been met with lots of positive feedback when issue players are experiencing while playing the speed buff to the desired location. This is activated later in this Centaur's hit chain, allowing players to pull it farther before it attacks. Okay. Good, but sometimes it's still... I feel like it'll still sometimes be a problem. But this is the worst when you try to pull the buff and it wouldn't go far enough. Fourth attack, decrease range from 25 to 15. Decrease the ability wind-up time by 25%. Okay. Serrated edge. 20% penetration. Assassin item. See nurses cost power and power from the passive. Okay, so extra 100 gold. 5 less power. You get a stack of cruelty. Each stack provides 10 basic attack power and 3% physical lifesteal. Okay, that's not bad. This is better for gods that aren't going to dump their entire kit. Maybe they use 1 or 2 abilities, and then maybe occasionally they use their third one, but they kind of hold it. This is a pretty good thing. It does have only 25 power now, and it's 2650, so maybe it's a lot more rough to buy. Hide of the Nemean. I saw this one. 100 protections from items. You gain 1 block stack, preventing the next basic attack from damaging you. Stack up to 3 times, so you get it from items. So mages and hunters should only get 1 stack. Wait, does this mean you have to get to 100 total protections for you to get only 1 stack? You can't just go Nemean? You have to go Nemean and another item to get at least 1. Alright, this item is no longer horrible. 30% basic attack power scaling? It's actually not bad now. That's nice. Some attack power. Ickable. So it's the same thing, the buff just lasts a little bit longer. The buff and debuff last a little bit longer. That's fine, it's whatever. Not gonna change too much. I don't think Ickable is bad because of how long the buff lasts. Karen's coin. So yeah, odds is just stronger than Karen's coin for the most part, so you wouldn't really pick it up. Cheaper makes it better. Problem was they are both the same price, and Knobs is just a better passive, better item overall. Added 7 HP 5. That's nice. A little bit of sustain is not bad. Increase MP5 and HP5 to 28 to 35, 20 to 35. That is a ton of MP5. This item actually might not be that bad anymore. Unlike maybe tankier gods that you want to like live in. Like a Hades, if you want a pen item, Karen's Coin is going to be a lot better. The HP5, MP5 will be sick. Actually, even gods that want to like be out of combat a lot, maybe like a Janus or something, maybe picks this up now too. That's not bad. Do more, but the do more buff. Is it just a cost buff? Just a cost buff. Maybe this gets picked up now instead of double pen, maybe. Warlocks. Increase cost 2650 to 2500. And the T2 is getting more power. Is that this one? This is not bad. This may get picked up. It's 225 health, 225 power, 10% pen for 2500 gold. Yeah, this is a good Baba buff too. That's not bad. Maybe some Zhang gets played a little bit more too now. Hades maybe in solo he gets a buff with this item. He should be building this now. I don't know what other gods would really want this. I don't know. This is also really nice too, because this having 30 power with 2-2 of it was so bad. Having T2 Bancross is 60 power, and T2 Book I think is 65. This giving it 45 just makes it a little bit better. Going T2 of the item in solo lane will not be as bad, and you won't do like nothing for damage. Bulwark. Ooh, we have a slew of tank item buffs. What item is missing from our bounce pass? The Sludge. So they think the Sludge is the only reason Warriors are still played. And a Bulwark buff, 40% to 30%. I don't know, I think this is a good change. I think this is a pretty big buff. Makes it so Thanatos Execute won't happen anymore. It's actually pretty sick. Unless you lose the shield, obviously. Because I'm pretty sure at level 20, it's 40% for Thana. There's a very, very small world that this is a nerf. Maybe you get poked out. You get poked out to like 35%, which before it wouldn't proc your threshold, but this time it does. But having a shield that disappears pretty quickly, it'll make it so sustained comps, or if you have this item, you'll have that extra 10% health. I don't see very many spaces that this is like an actual bad nerf. I mean, an actual nerf instead of a buff. Heartward, 20 prots. So this gives Heartward an extra 5 prots overall for the tank who's ever bought it, and then it gives extra 5 to who's ever around him. That is not bad. That is not bad at all. Extra 5 prots might not seem like much, but if you rush this item against like triple magical or something, you'll feel that. 20 is a lot. Pesty, 250. I don't know. Maybe it gets bought a little bit more. It does have 80 prots, but out of the passive is kind of just whatever. Contagion 2, yeah, an extra 50. I don't know. Maybe you see him picked up a little bit more. This one's really inexpensive. This one's pretty inexpensive too, so maybe you see him. Yeah, I don't know. That's not bad. Mystical Mail. So Mystical Mail is now only 50 gold more than the breastplate. It is now a lot cheaper than Glides. A lot cheaper than... Wait, I think it's the same as Sledge, isn't it? 2350, I think. You can see this maybe getting picked up. Maybe some Warriors rushing it or Guardians rushing it. Maybe, I don't really know exactly how solo plays, but 100 gold is a solid amount. Gods, Artemis, Vengeance never stops. Additionally, Artemis now cleanses herself of slows and becomes immune to slows for 0.1 seconds. That's good. It feels really bad when you use a movement speed ability and you're still slowed. So that's pretty sick. It makes her safer too. No more slowing her into a kill. You have to actually like CC her. Oh, Baba buff with Warlock's buff. Baba's Brew. I don't think Baba was even bad before. So this is a pretty decent buff. 2 seconds in the early game. I think it's the second ability you max. You go Alt 1, 2, 3. So having this at 14 seconds for 8 levels or whatever it is pretty good. 2 seconds off, and then it'll allow you to get your one in your whatever you want to call it, your one in your consumable slot, and then your one in your hand. That's pretty nice. Chalk just gives him a little extra power in his one. I don't think you really build that much power on Chalk in jungle or solo, so it'll be maybe an extra like 30 damage at best. This is pretty irrelevant. Does nothing for the early game. Does really nothing for the mid game. Does a teeny tiny bit for the late game. It is kind of useless. Oh, Chang'e buffs. Oh, make her harder to kill. Yes, you know what? Oh, you know what I love? My favorite thing about Chang'e is how easy she is to kill, dude. I love that. Oh, I cannot wait. So she gets a extra 200 health late game, and she starts the game with an extra 35 health. Oh, I love Chang'e, dude. So much fun. Oh yeah, Warlocks with her too. Love that. I just meant by herself. I mean, she just gets an extra 235 health late game. That's not bad. You kind of got to be careful with this god. I would not want this god to become meta. She's not a fun healer. Oh, another healer. Exciting. Love healers. Go on. Talu Assault. Nice. Give him more damage. So instead of doing 150 damage at level 1, he does 200 damage, and he does 600 damage late game instead of 5,500 or 550. That is a good buff. This is actually like pretty big in like support or something. Extra damage. Yeah, this is actually a good amount of damage. Extra 50 damage early game on a I think it's like 13-14 second cooldown. Jeb, do not buff his shield. Please do not buff his shield. Anything, any ability besides his shield. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. So it just made his 2 do more damage the farther away it is. Okay, that's exciting. That's not bad. That 50 damage, you felt like you were doing nothing at the end of this. So this is actually a nice buff. It should be not like massive, but it'll help him clear better. And usually you max its ability first, so 20% off of, I don't know, 300, whatever it is. This will feel a lot better clearing archers. Nem, slice and dice. Make it a 25-second cooldown and make it do 10 damage at level 1. And then she'll probably be balanced. Wow. 10 base damage. 10 base damage is where they thought Nem becomes balanced. 10 base damage on Nemesis's 2 is the problem with her. I always thought that, yo, dude, tank Nem just does too much damage. Early game Nem, just way too much damage. Nerf it. Nerf it, dude. This is the problem with her. Irrelevant. Nem's still going to be picked. Ra, double buff. 100% scaling. Okay. They buffed it by 20. I mean, it's still only a 10 nerf. I know it used to be 40 and then they upped it to 50, but still. It's like an in the middle, but this isn't going to change anything. Nem's still going to be good. Ra now cleanses himself to slows, becomes immune to slows for 0.6 seconds. Same as Art, 0.6 seconds. This is nice. That's nice. Ra, you feel weird when you get slowed when you're popping your 2. You feel like you're not moving. That's nice. And then the extra damage, I mean, late game, this is an extra 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 damage. Like, this is a pretty good change. Buffing scaling on mages is scary. Alright, what are we thinking for Zeus? There's no way they buff his damage. They gotta do something with it, like utility in his kit, right? It's gotta be utility in his kit. Oh, this'll do it. I mean, obviously, Zeus uses attack speed a little bit better than most mages because of his passive. And his clear relies on his attack speed, so it's not like it's not like game breaking, but this will make him better, albeit very slightly. Your clear will be a little bit better. You do feel like you're attacking really slow and you're like kind of waiting for auto attacks when you're playing them in the mid lane. So, not bad. Wait, why is he... Okay, you know what comes after Z? Oh. They gotta buff Zeus and then they buff Odin because these two pair well together. Gungnir's Might. That's just 3. 14 seconds to 12 seconds. Meh. Meh. I don't think this does anything. His kit just feels like clunky. I don't know, man. Everything about Odin's kit just doesn't feel very good. Everything is just so slow and weird. Like, if you ever try to bird bomb, you're in the air for like 3 seconds. You want to stun, you have to hold it there for 3 seconds. I mean, you can walk around the map with the stun, but it's kind of like whatever. Brought bots back. I don't even know what they could do to bots. Oh, buffing the cooldown on the ult. Nice, that's what we like to see. Honestly, like, having it scaled down is better than what it was before. 90 seconds at all rank. Even like 100 seconds is a lot. I don't know, bro, bringing it back to 90 seconds at rank 5. I don't know why they want to make it 120 to 100, because having this ult on like a 60-second cooldown or whatever you can get it to is just way too much. It should be 120 to like 100. I think that would be a lot better. I don't know. I don't like this one. I don't like this one at all. I would rather have them keep it at 120. I don't know why bots is in a perfectly good spot. They made him... He's a late game monster, and they made his early game sick, and now they're buffing his entire game. I don't know. I just think this is not a good buff. Like, of everything to buff with Hun bots, why? Why this ability? Why not buff the cooldown on his 1 or something? I don't know why you're buffing the cooldown on his ult. This is just probably the worst change in the entire patch is this Hunbot's change buff. I don't know. I'm calling it change. This change was pretty good. This was really weird. Was it like too strong? Because this is a buff. This is outright a buff. You're losing 1% lifesteal with everything down, which is whatever. But this is a buff. Nerf. So what was the problem with it? Was it too strong? Too weak? Well, did they just want to like change it around a little bit? I think that overall this has to be a nerf just because 2650 for 25 power, that is insane. Paying 2650 for 25 power. The Nemean change, really good change, needed to happen. This change needed to happen. Building this item felt terrible. Ikoval, I think, kind of whatever. This is a decent buff. This is a decent buff. This is a decent buff. This is actually a pretty big buff. I think this is one of the bigger buffs for items. Just being able to start this item and having like some semblance of power. Bulwark, I think that was pretty good. Pretty good. Like, pretty good. Like, a lot of these changes are just like, okay, I don't know if they're changing a ton of the meta, but they're nice. Artemis, another nice buff, nice quality of life buff. Baba, little buff, I don't know why she needed it. Felt like she was just plenty strong. Irrelevant. Making Chonga even more annoying. Exciting. This is a good buff, too. Helping Guan, just, his base damage is going to be really nuts now. Yeah, Guan is going to be doing some deeps. This is actually, like, I did not think about doing this for Geb, but this is actually a really good idea. It'll make him actually, like, clear the archers a lot better. This will be a pretty big buff. Nem, irrelevant. She's not going to be nerfed, or I mean, she's not going to be not played because of 10 damage. Ra, nice buff. Ra's kit has a lot now. Small buff, it'll do a little bit. Help us clear in the early game a little bit. Maybe he gets an extra auto or 2 on someone when he would have only gotten 1. Pretty irrelevant. I don't think that changes anything. And yeah, worst change in the entire patch is the Hunbots patch. This change just does not make sense. That is, what patch is this? 7.9? 7.9 update notes. Start of the Odyssey 2. That'll be Exciting patch. I'm excited for this one. Other than bots, exciting change overall. So I like that. I like this patch. Other than bots. Oh, I didn't see this one. Oh, this is the bonus patch? August 25th? A nice little Hecate nerf. That's what I like to see. Oh yeah, let's check the skins. Neith, meh. Osiris, meh. Oh, this is a nice Ganesh skin. This is a nice Ganesh skin. Interstellar, nice Oleron skin too. Hecate nerfs. This should finally put it like close where it should be. It's still got the problem where it scales really well late game and it has a good early game. So I don't know where they want to do with that, but the problem is like, yeah, Soul and Chronos, what it says like right here, they're like slightly more fringe. Like with this item, they finally become balanced. Like they're in a good spot. But the problem is that Freya and Oleron abuse it. I'd like to see them nerf Freya and Oleron instead of changing this item anymore. Because this item makes it really exciting to play like Soul and Chronos. They would not be played if it wasn't for this item. So I'd like to see those two. These two nerfed and maybe small buffs. Maybe. They don't really need them. But Typhons, decreased healing obtained from magical lifesteal. Okay, good. Good. You don't need more healing. Good. Hasten, decreased attack speed from 20 to 15. Decreased movement speed from 10 to 7. I feel like this item was already in a fine spot. It wasn't really abused that much. This item is like the exact opposite of Golden Blade, where Golden Blade gives so many stats for such little cost. And now this gives like literally no stats just for the movements or whatever it's called. The movement speed thing when you auto attack. Like, it's like the exact opposite. Tsukiyomi. Shuriken, this is his 10% less, irrelevant. Increased damage on the first 2 hits, so 10 damage, 20 damage. This is the bloated ability in his kit, and I don't think this does enough. It's still going to do 260, 540 plus whatever scaling is on this ability late game. How do you, unless you're a mage, how do you kill this character? Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to kill this character unless you're a mage. 180% scaling, and it does, like I said, 540. I don't know. This is abilities is problem. The rest of the abilities are pretty balanced, other than his ult. His ult does a lot, but why are they decreasing the damage on this ability? I feel like this ability was fine, but they nerfed the ability by only late game by 10 damage. Irrelevant, pretty much. A little bit of damage nerf, just base damage. I don't think it does a ton. It may be a ramping slow on that, but I don't know. I feel like this isn't going to do much either. He's still going to be doing heck loads of damage. He's basically just relying on the autos off of this, and these two can set up for the rest of his kit. His kit is like pretty fun, but I just think it's still just too much damage, too much CC, too much like safety, I guess, just because of how much damage he does. I don't think this does enough. Maybe it does, but 10% less is not. I just don't think that's enough. 10% crit damage is good. He's still one of the best mages in the game. Best ADCs, best mages. I think they could have done a little bit more to him. All right, hopefully Freya got nerfed even harder than this, because Freya is so stupid. I hate Freya. Pulse damage. The slow. What? They think that is the problem with Freya, is just she slows a little bit too much at level 1. I don't think this does anything at all. I really think this is not even a nerf. This is like a movement speed slow. It's like if you're nerf the base movement speed from like 350 to 345. It's essentially irrelevant. I don't know if you first max this one anymore, if it's the second one, but I still just don't think this matters. Bako, Insatiable Hunger. So his passive got nerfed by very, 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 very marginal margins. Decreased slow duration. Okay, so I don't think this changes much either. He's kind of just the same god. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't really do too much either. Arachne nerf. Okay, so this is probably a ranked nerf. If I had to take a guess, and this is Percy, that's what I like to see. A ranked nerf, so it's... Yeah, I don't think Baka's too broken either. He just kind of runs like low-level ranked games because he's just allowed to farm and just fight whenever he wants. Arachne, she probably just runs low-level ranked games, mid-level ranked games, so... Okay. Purrs. Harvest is her 2, I think. And I think it's the T2 of it. This is nice. That's nice. This is fine. I like this nerf. That's a good nerf. I think that's nice. Good Amma nerf. She needed it. Wait. So they didn't nerf the early game damage. They nerfed the late game damage. It is by 40, which is a lot, but I'm pretty sure it's her level 1 that is kind of a problem. She has 140 damage at level 1. And she gets mitigations in her 2. I don't know. I don't like that. I think they should have nerfed her. This should be like 60 to like 200 or something like that, or 55 to something. I don't know. I just don't think this hit the right spot. I mean, it is 40 damage. It is really early, but the level 1 I'm pretty sure is the worst part about Amma and playing against Amma. Yeah, I guess it is 40 in the mid game, but I don't know. I just don't think that's enough. Cthulhu. Nice. 16 seconds of immunity is now only 14 seconds. And in the early game, it's to the 12, it's 10. Should put him in a better spot because his ult is what literally makes this character broken. The rest of his base kit is pretty whatever. Okay, that puts him in a better spot. Yamoja. Nerf everything. Decrease damage from 40 to 30. Nice. That's good. This is actually pretty big. Because this is when she abuses this ability right here. This is pretty whatever, but that 10 damage early game, she needs to get smoked. She is so annoying to play against. Okay, good. And they changed to all... Okay, this is a good patch. This is a really good one. They just nerfed every strong god. Obviously, this is even a nerf. I don't know. This one's a good patch. 25th of August. Marking that day down because that is gonna be a good patch. It's actually like overall like a pretty solid like 2 patches in a row. They're doing really well with those now.